Welcome, welcome back to the Variety Pack podcast. I'm your host, Rashad, and today I wanted to talk about a little bit of a throwback today. And what I'm talking about is none other than High School of the Dead. High School of the Dead. And like I tell you guys, if you're a fan of me talking about a variety of different anime, well, this is the podcast for you. And I also want to tell you guys to follow me on my Facebook, The Variety Pack Podcast. Follow me on my Twitter, The Variety Pack Podcast. Follow me on my Instagram, The Variety Pack Podcast. And follow me on my TikTok, Rashad, The Variety Pack. So, without further ado, let's start the show. So, we got High School of the Dead. And our main characters, my man Takashi Komuro, my girl Rei Miyamoto, my girl Psycho Busujima, my girl Seiya Takagi, Shizuka Morikawa, and my man Kota Haruno. So these guys are dealing with a zombie outbreak in their school and by extension the town. So the school is overrun with zombies. Teachers and classmates both getting turned into zombies. It's pure pandemonium at the high school. It's pure pandemonium, and so far, I was liking Takashi, because the first couple minutes, he's got to stand on business. He's about action, So I'm liking that he's taking action, and yeah, man, I'm liking it so far. And we get my girl Rei, her boyfriend Hisashi, he turns into a zombie, after he gets bitten, and Takashi has to kill him. And mind you, that's Takashi's best friend, and Rei, she gets mad about that. He wants to kill her. He wants to kill him. Like, he could change back. We could save him. Being naive. Like, girl, this is a zombie apocalypse. Once he's bitten and he's turned, ain't no coming back from that. And she's pissed that Takashi has to kill him, and she bring and he ends up killing them, because you got to do that. Even though that was his best friend, he still had to do that. You know what I'm saying? And my girl Rei, she's pissed. She's like, "Oh, I know why. You was jealous of me and Hisashi relationship, because we were dating or whatever." And mind you, what she's saying, it's some truth to that, because we find out that Rei and Takashi, they knew each other since, elementary school, kindergarten, and she, she wanted to date him, but, he liked her as well, but he, had commitment issues. He was, he wasn't committed, but he cared about her, but he just didn't want to commit or whatever. So that's what she goes to Hisashi. So in reality, Hisashi is the backup guy. He's the backup guy, because Takashi was, he had commitment issues, so she went to Hisashi. So She like I said, she pulls out this jealousy card of, oh, you're jealous of me and his relationship because we were dating. And and my man Takashi, he don't even engage with her while she's going on this on this rant of him being jealous. He just walks away and is like, man, I gotta, go downstairs, and get rid of some of these zombies. And she changes her tune quick. Where you going? Don't leave me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm so sorry. Don't leave me. Yada yada yada. And I'm like, girl, nobody got time for you to be playing mind games at a time like this. Do you understand the situation? Nobody has time for you to be playing mind games. So my next talking point, the nurse, my girl Shizuka Marikawa, and she's definitely, going and has a strong candidate. She's a very strong candidate for the Waifu Academy. Hell, all of them are, to be honest. But my girl Shizuka, she definitely has top billing, as they would say. She almost gets eaten by a zombie, but is saved by my girl Psycho Busujima, coming in clutch, doing her thing. She's a master of the kendo, so she has a little bit of a martial arts background, and she be that wooden sword, she be how they say, kicking ass and taking names. So she saves the school nurse, Shizuka, and I see my man Kota Harano. He finds a nail gun and he gets to working. He uses it against the zombies to protect themselves. And Seiya Takagi, he starts shooting like he playing a zombie RPG game. He just, because now he's like, oh, I gotta have an equalizer. You guys, saying, I'm not scared no more now that I have something to balance out with. And my man Kota, he's a nerd, and he's a what they would call, heavy set guy. But I like Kota, man. I like my guy Kota, man. So he get to working with the nail gun. And back to my man Takashi and Ray, they had to get creative, using a water hose to finish off the rest of the zombies on top of the roof. And yeah, so I just, when I first started watching, I didn't really vibe too much with Seiya Takagi, because she comes off as like, stuck up and a know-it-all. And I just, I get it, what I'm saying, because with the situation, you got to put on a defense mechanism. But it's like, that's how I just didn't vibe with that. So when she saved herself, because she had used a electric power saw, whatever she used. I forgot exactly what she used to save herself, because she was inches away from getting eaten, so she had to really save herself. But then in that moment, you see, she comes off as, stuck up and a know-it-all, but in that moment, you can see, like, you're just scared, and she lashes out. It's like, oh, I'm smarter than all of you guys. And you know what I'm saying, because she starts lashing out at the group. Oh, I'm smarter than all of you guys, and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, and I'm like, girl, this is not the time for that. I understand you're scared and you surrounded by zombies. Yeah, that's the natural reaction. But this whole I'm smarter than you, and this whole stuck up attitude, like that's not, like, come on, man, that's real. Come on, man. So at the beginning, I was just like, bro, I don't know if I'm gonna really vibe with her as a character, because, like, her whole thing is like she's like as what they would call her tsundere, where she just like, come on, bro, you're doing the most. You're doing the absolute most. The town, like I said, is overrun with zombies. Now it's spreading, and it was like, oh, it's a state of emergency, da 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 da. And we see the survivors. They're comparing it to the Spanish flu in 1918, or the Black Death from the 14th century, where 1/3 of the European population had died. And my man Takashi, he runs a test. Man, this dude, I swear, got balls of steel, man. He runs a test, and him and the squad, they find out that the zombies, they can't see, but they can hear. So, they're blind as bats, but they can hear, or they're attracted to the noise. So, and we see a teacher named Mr. Shido. He joins the crew on the van. Mr. Shido, man, this dude straight creepy vibes. And my girl Ray, she don't trust this dude at all. She don't trust this dude one bit. And like I said, dude give off a creepy, sneaky type vibe. He's on his way to the bus. He's on his way to the van, and this dude, he left a student for dead after he broke his ankle. He was like, oh, Mr. Shido, help me up. Mr. Shido, help me up. Help me. And Mr. Shido like looked at him like, man, get off me. This is survival of the fittest. I'm not finna help you. And he just knocked him off and left him for dead for the zombies. And I'm like, and I get it, bro. You twist your ankle, like you ain't running, doing nothing. A twist ankle in the zombie apocalypse is certain death, So I kind of understand, but it's like, bro, you ain't even try to help him a little bit, bro. You just left him there. I get it. Like you twist your ankle, you're done. In the zombie apocalypse, you're done. So my girl Ray and Takashi, they get off the van. They're like, man, we don't trust this guy. And it was like, and then Ray told him like, bro, you gonna regret, getting this dude, helping this dude out. And so he's like, man, so she gets off the van, and then Takashi gets off the van. But the good thing about that, they found a moped. So it's like it's Ray and Takashi, but the rest of the crew is, they rolling with Shido. My man Koda, my girl Psycho, they rolling with Shido. And the nurse and Seiya, they all stay rolling with Shido for a little while longer, while Ray and Takashi like, bro, we gotta get off here, and they find a moped, and I was hyped because I was like, yo, y'all got a mode of transportation now, so y'all just ain't walking everywhere. So I was hyped, because just like when you playing the RPG zombie games, like say for instance Days Gone, you have to get materials and stuff like that. So them finding a moped and So I was hyped for that. I was hyped for that. And they also find a revolver with bullets and a baton, you know, excuse me, on a on a dead police officer, and the revolver was fully loaded, plus he had extra rounds. And I'm thinking, oh, the more weapons, the better. And they stop at a gas station to refill the moped. And but this is one of the parts that I was like, why did y'all do this? So my man Takashi, he goes and to the gas station to to refill the gas and check the cash register or whatever. But Ray, she stays outside, which I'm like, why didn't you go in the store with him? Like, what are you staying outside for? She stays outside and she's held hostage by this dude. You know, he's held hostage by this. She's held hostage by this guy, and he's another survivor. And Takashi at first he tries to reason with him, but old buddy he ain't trying to reason with nothing. So he's like, oh, give me your stuff, give me your moped, give me whatever. And so Takashi has no choice, man. He end up shooting him point blank in the chest, so Ray can get out of his grasp, and he's left there with the zombies. So I'm just like, that moment right there, I was like, Ray, why didn't you go in the store with Takashi, bro? Why did you so yeah, man. And we see the military, the police start blocking all the bridges to prevent, the zombies from getting from the other side or whatever. And like I said, the rest of the crew that stayed with Mr. Shido, they was like, bro, they decided to leave him because, like, man, they were like, bro, staying with this dude ain't getting us nowhere. This old creepy dude. And Mr. Shido, he tries to stop them from leaving. Like, oh, y'all ain't leaving. We definitely need the nurse, to stay with us to help us, heal the injuries or whatever the case may be. And he tries to stop them from leaving. But my man Coda, he stood up, man, with that nail gun, and he grazed Mr. Shido on his cheek. He grazed him like, bro, if you don't let us leave, man, I'm like, he threatened him or whatever. Like, bro, you let us leave. What you want? Let us leave. And they finally end up leaving. They're surrounded by the zombies, and then my girl Psycho, she's treating them like it's a game of whack-a-mole, just smacking them across the head, smacking them, smacking them, doing her thing. She lives for the hand-to-hand combat, so she loving it right now. Just when they're surrounded, my man Coda, Psycho, Miss Shizuka, everybody's surrounded. Just when you think, oh man, how they gonna get out of this? Who do we see coming in clutch, superhero style? Takashi and Ray. They come to help, and I'm like, yo, is this? I'm thinking like, this one hell of an anime entrance right here, because the fans out there know, we have some top tier great anime entrances when it comes to the battle, saving the homies, whatever, coming in clutch right on time. We have a lot of those throughout anime, thousands of those, so they coming in super clutch to help, even the odds. And so and then we see my man Takashi, he comes and he throws Kota the gun. And bro, the way he came in so smooth and he threw Kota the gun, I was like, yo, cause the way they had that, bro, I love that moment right there when he came in threw Kota the gun and Kota started blasting. I was like, yo, this anime is top tier, and so I'm just having a good time watching this anime, man. You know. And we find out Shizuka, she has a friend that, works in the military, police, whatever. Ruki, Rika, she had, she has the purple hair. And, yeah, so we find out she has, her homegirl, Rika, has a place, and then the squad, they head over there, and they using her house as a safe spot, to get get a little bit of rest, get changed up, whatever, and come to find out, they come to the spot, and the zombies are already in there. So they gotta start blasting and knocking their heads off just to get in the house. So yeah, these zombies done took over everything, man. Like, I'm just like, yo, y'all already in the safe house? Like, what? So yeah, they had to clean out the house before they could even use it. At the crib, we see my man Kota and Takashi. They find the stash of weapons, and my man Kota, he sees this stash of weapons, and you talking about somebody is like a kid in a candy store. My man Kota, come to find out, this man is a gun aficionado. And I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, okay. My man Kota, he got, some layers to him. You know what I'm saying? So we find out he's got all the guns. He know the exact names and all the ammo type and all the what he knows all that stuff, man. He's a straight gun nerd. So him and Takashi, they're, loading up and, getting the guns ready and, doing whatever. And so yeah, man, I was like, yo. And I'm thinking, when I first saw this, I'm like, okay, that's gonna help them out tremendously, having a guy like Kota who knows all about guns, and that's gonna help them out tremendously. And just when the group thought, oh yeah, we get a little bit of a breather from the zombies, we see a dog barking. His name, we come to find out his name is Zero. And this little dude, he attracts more zombies to the house. And I'm like, bro, this is the worst time for you to be barking. I get it. I get it, man. But yo, this is terrible timing, bro. This is terrible timing. And it's getting, bro, and then it's getting more wild because we see a little girl, come to find out her name is Alice. And this is one of the craziest parts of the whole anime that I've seen. One of the, we see Alice and her dad, they're, knocking on doors, like, oh, let us in, let us in, to protect, so we can get protected from the zombies or whatever. And somebody opens the door for him. But when they open the door, they immediately stab this dude in his stomach and chest area. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh man. So it's not even the zombies that got him. He got killed by other survivors like himself. And then the thing is, his daughter was right there. She saw her dad die in front of her. And I'm just like, come on, man. Come on. And the thing, like, anime fans out there, we've seen all kind of stuff with, death and, the kid, the parents dying in front of the kid. We saw all type of stuff. We see all type of stuff, being anime fans out here. So, but I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Like, if you're going to kill him, at least don't kill him in front of his daughter. But I'm like, so I was thinking, man, that was for my girl Alice. I'm like, man, her or her dad ain't deserve that, man. Like, to see him go down like that, I was like, man, because the people, they, most likely they was paranoid. They didn't trust nobody, whatever. They had their own little clique, their own little group, which I understand it. You ain't even talk to the guy. You ain't even try to understand what was like. You ain't ask no questions or nothing. You just open the door and immediately shove the man. Come on, bro. You ain't asked no questions or nothing. And I'm like, yo, that's cold, man. Like, everybody's out here trying to survive, trying to, trying to get these zombies off of them. And, this how, like, yo, man. So that was, for me, that was one of the, like, oh, man, that's cold-blooded moments of the series. So I was like, man, that was, so I was like, man, Alice, you ain't deserve that. Then her dad, he was just trying to look out for his daughter. So, and then we have my man Coda. He's seeing this because he has a sniper on the roof, on the top level of the house. He has a sniper on the roof. So he's seeing all this, and he's seeing, like, Alice, she's watching her dad take his last breath, and the zombies are closing in. I'm like, girl, what? I'm looking at it like, what is she gonna do? And I'm like, oh yeah, Coda, he up there. So he started blasting. He started protecting her from. So I'm like, yo, my man Coda, my man Coda came in clutch, yo. Super clutch with this whole, yeah, man. I loved it, man. So, and like I said, he protects her with the sniper rifle. And then Takashi, he goes to, rescue her from the zombies or whatever, while my man Coda provides cover fire. And then we see, flashing over in America, the zombies done took over the Air Force One. They done took over Air Force One, and the president and the chairman, they're both bitten and infected, and yeah, they gotta kill the chairman because, like, yo, so, even though the stories in Japan you see, and it's not just Japan, it's like everywhere. It's like all around the world. Like, it ain't just Japan. It's like started in Japan and it spread to the other, to the other countries. So you see America's dealing with that as well. So, man, High School of the Dead, I am loving this show, man. I thoroughly enjoyed this show. And the squad, they finally make their way across the river. They trying to head to Seiya's house. And while en route to the crib, to the house, my girl Ray, she falls off the Hummer and she is immediately swarmed by zombies. The crew jumps to protect her, but they soon realize they're dealing with a massive horde of zombies. A massive horde of zombies, because, got my man Takashi, Koda, they busting. You got my girl, Psycho, she out there doing her thing. But then it's like, bro, it's too many of them coming in. It's too many. And we get they get, we see Seiya's mom come in. We see Seiya's mom come in. Yuriko comes to help them and lend a hand. And yeah, man. So we see Yuriko, she come in with her, couple of her crew. Because I think she had a crew of like, I believe firefighters, I think it was. Or some type of agency that came to help them. So seeing Seiya's mom pop up, Yuriko, that was like, yo, somebody else that's coming to help the squad, man. That's coming in clutch right there. And Seiya, she was happy as hell to see her mom. Like, yo, moms. But we see Takashi and Psycho, they're split from the group. While the rest of them go to Seiya's house. So we get Takashi and Psycho. They find while they're split from the group, they find a amphibious vehicle that's both can do land and water. Well, Psycho, she's putting in work with the zombies, her and Takashi. But Psycho, she freezes for a moment because she sees zombie kids and she hesitates. So she freezes and she sees zombie kids, and Takashi's like, Psycho, what's going on? Da 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 da. Why did you freeze? And he has to step in and and get the job done. He kills it. He kills them. And so he's like, man, what happened? Why did you freeze up? And and Psycho tells Takashi about this time 4 years ago when she was attacked by a guy on the street, and she almost killed him, but she enjoyed the feeling, she enjoyed the feeling, like, yeah, I enjoyed that, and kind of a little bit sadistic or whatever. So, and she was like, oh, I don't deserve love or whatever. And whatever. So, and her and Takashi have a moment. If you know, you know. So, and then my girl Psycho, she finds a sword. She finds a real sword, because all this time she was using a wooden sword. So she finds a real sword at the shrine, because they spend the night at a shrine or whatever. So the next morning, they finally made it to Seiya's house, and she got a big ass house. She got a big ass house, bro. Straight mansion, boy. She got a big ass house. And she got all the butlers and all that, because her family, the Takagi family, got that money, got that bread on deck. And then we get to the crib. Then we see Takagi, Seiya, my girl Seiya Takagi. She's sitting there. She starts because she had an argument with her mom or whatever about something, and she starts whining and complaining. I'm just like, yo, whining about, oh, my family, they had me on such a tight leash, and da 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 da. Being part of the Takagi family is hard. Da 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 da. I'm like, I had this, like, you know, like just complaining about, oh, my family was this, and they didn't let me have no freedom. They had a tight leash on me, whatever. And I'm just like, girl, you complaining when you have your mom and your dad still alive. Like, you're still complaining and whining. I'm just like, yo, what are you complaining for? I'm looking at this and I'm like, yo, if you don't stop complaining. So, and then Takashi, he's seeing all this. He like, bro, he sets her straight because he got to yank her up, man. Like, what are you talking about? You have your family, and you have your family right here, and you still complaining. Most of us, our family is either far away or they're gone. But you have your mom and your dad here, and you're still whining and complaining. And I'm just like, come on, man. Come on, bro. So in that moment, I totally agree with my man Takashi, bro, because we're in a zombie apocalypse surrounded by the undead everywhere, and you got time to whine and complain about your family life? Come on, bro. How selfish are you, bro? And it goes back to what I was saying, man. It's like, bro, like I still enjoyed her character, but it's like, bro, she had some moments. I'm like, bro, you acting like a spoiled brat. Straight up, man. You know, because, in anime, we always had assumed that they characters that's kind of, they put on this hard exterior, they, as a defense mechanism. Oh, I'm going to be, rude or whatever, and don't talk to me. I'm going to be, just be rude and mean to you. But deep down, when you break down that exterior, they're soft as, they're soft as pudding. So that's kind of how I describe Seiya. She puts on this hard exterior. Oh, I'm intelligent. I'm better than all you guys. Yada yada yada, which is true. She's definitely intelligent. I ain't taking that away from her at all. But like these moments right here, it's like, bro, you see the situation and you're sitting there whining about, oh, my family life was so hard growing up. Da 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 da. Like, nah, bro. And don't nobody want to hear that at a time like this. So my man Takashi had to just like set her straight. Like, yo, what are you talking about? What are you whining about? This ain't the time for that. So, and we see her dad. He makes an appearance. Soichiro, my man Soichiro, he makes an appearance, and his men, they try to intimidate Kota and force him to give up his guns, because they see him with the guns. They're like, oh, you're just a little kid, you don't need all these guns, what do you know about guns anyway? But little do they know, Kota, he knows just as much about guns as they do, probably even more. So they try to intimidate him and take his guns away. And the crew, they come to his aid. They come like, yo, man, he protected me, Dad, and Seiya, she even said, like I said, she says, oh, he protected me, Dad, he's a good, whatever, he knows what he's doing. And, Takashi, he goes and he, vouches for him. And we see, my girl Alice, she's even there. So like the whole squad came to his aid and his defense in that moment. They tried to intimidate my man Kota and take his guns away. And like, yeah, that's the moment where, we in this together, man. Y'all ain't gonna try to take down or try to disarm one of us, So I love that moment right there. Like they they protected a boy, and they ain't let him, let Saya's dad do what he wanted to do, and whatever. So I like that moment, man. Then we see a student that was rolling with my man Shido, and he's on the phone talking to Shido, and he made it to, he's like, oh, I see the mansion, da 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 da. We can go inside and try to get more shelter. And he like, bro, he tells him to come to the mansion or whatever, and it's like, dude, like, bro, I'm thinking to myself, like, when I first saw this, I was like, man, why couldn't he get eaten by freaking, bro, man, why he couldn't get eaten by zombies, bro? That's what I was just thinking. Is like, bro, this dude creepy, but he's like, he wants power. You could tell he thirsts for power, and those type of people, you can't really have them around, like. So we see Seiya, Takashi, and Kota. They're talking to a group of survivors. They're against killing, which I get it. But at a time like this, you can't. You gotta survive, man. And I get that they're scared, and they want to deny or ignore that what's really happening with the zombie apocalypse. And Seiya and Kota appoint Takashi the leader, so I'm like, yo, man. And we see Psycho. She gets a new sword from Soichiro as a thank you for protecting his daughter. And also we find out that Soichiro, his master, was Psycho's dad. So it's like, yeah, they have that connection right there. It's like, yeah, I thank you for protecting my daughter, but also, like, yeah, I get to see my master's daughter, and it's like, yeah, all the praise that he talked about with you, you live up to the hype that your dad was telling me about, So yeah, I like that little connection that they had. And Ray and Takashi, they have a moment, for themselves. And my girl Ray, she reveals that she should never have, broken up with him, because like I said before, they were a thing, but Takashi, he was BSing, and he was scared of commitment and whatever. So he didn't really get serious with Ray, and that's why she left him for left him for old buddy Hisashi. And she's like, like, I should have never broke up with you. I love you. Da 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 da. And it's like, we all know, how he felt. He felt, saying, he was like, it's like, man, I don't know if I should kiss you or whatever, or, but I like that in that moment she confessed to him, like, how she really felt. And it's like, and it lets me know that, yeah, like I thought, old buddy was a rebound. Hisashi was a rebound guy. Takashi was always her first choice, man. So I like that moment between them two. Yeah, I like that. My girl Ray, man. Finally, telling the truth, man. Which Takashi, he already knew, but so yeah, man. And we see Mr. Shido, this slime ball scumbag. He finally makes it to the mansion, And Ray, she see this, she like, bro, she wants all the smoke with this guy. She wants all the smoke with Mr. Shido. And we come to find and my girl Ray, she reveals that she had to repeat a grade because Ray's father was investigating Mr. Shido's father for corruption, and to get back at him, Shido's father asked him to fail, make sure his daughter repeats the grade over. That will get so yeah, he was just all you going to investigate me for corruption, I'm gonna tell my son to fail your daughter so we can get even like that. Which is, I'm like, bro, that's petty. That's so petty on Shido's father part. That's so petty. Like, if you a corrupt politician and you getting investigated, how about not being a corrupt politician? Like, what are you doing? So you gonna get petty and be like, oh, you want to investigate me and I'm gonna make sure my son fails your daughter. Like, bro, that's so petty, bro. That is so petty. And then it's like, then she was thinking about killing him. She was thinking about killing Shido in that moment. Like, yeah, I want to, she was like, y'all, and then we see, and then in that moment of my girl Ray was contemplating killing Mr. Shido, you see my man Soichiro, Seiya's dad, he in the background like, yeah, kill him. Yeah, not like he hyping it up like, kill him. Yeah, I can't stand this mother. Kill him. Hyping it up in the background. I'm like, cause at that moment I was like, yo, she really gonna knock him off? Cause I was like, I'm like, bro, I'm just rooting for my man Shido to get eaten by the zombies. I'm like, bro, just knock it off, bro. Like, you could have got eaten like 2 episodes ago. I don't care. But she decides not to kill him. So she decides not to kill him, and it's like, yeah, man, because in that moment it takes a lot to. She had real hatred for this guy. She had real hatred for this dude, and for her not to snap and kill him in that moment, that's like, yeah, that's character development. That's straight up character development. And she was like, man, he ain't even worth killing. So I'm like, yeah, man. But in that moment, she definitely had a little bit of character development, because I was like, yo, is she about to off him? But she like, nah, you ain't even worth killing, bro. You ain't even worth killing, And sometimes in life, man, you got to be the bigger man sometimes. So in that moment, my girl Ray, she was the bigger man, and she, she walked away. Even though this dude, made her life, on some bull jive, on some petty stuff, thanks to his dad, he, he made, he made her jump through hoops for nothing. Extra grade and all this other stuff, which I get it. But yeah, so in that moment, I was, looking back on it in hindsight now, I'm proud of my girl Ray for that, man. And then we get, we get missiles being launched towards Japan from China, because remember I told you everybody is affected by the outbreak, not just Japan, So America and Japan, they was teaming up, and then we have China. One of China's missiles that was aimed at Japan, it penetrates through the U.S. and Japan air defense. So that means all electronics was affected because the blast was so close. So all the cell phones and electronics was down, and vehicles start malfunctioning, and man, Mr. Shido, he crashes his van due to that. I'm thinking, man, you crashed the van, and I'm like, dude. So, cause yeah, as y'all can see, bro, I'm just like, Mr. Shido, why you ain't dead yet, my guy? Like, as y'all can see, I was not rooting for this guy at all. So then we see, man, the zombies, they managed to breach the gate at the mansion, at the Takagi mansion. So it's zombies breaking in that mug, and I'm just like, oh my lord. The zombies, they break in, and it's a horde. It ain't just a couple of these guys. It's a giant horde of zombies coming in the mansion, and I'm just like, oh my lord. Everybody, they start busting. And they start busting my girl, Psycho. She was slicing them, with her new, her newly gotten sword. And we see, Soichiro and Yuriko, they're both just, they're standing side by side, husband and wife, and they like, bro, we gotta start busting to protect the mansion. And they start busting. But the squad, they decide to leave the mansion. They decide to leave the mansion, and I can understand my girl Saya. She didn't want to leave her parents behind, and and she was really broken up that she had to leave him. And she was like, and when she was leaving, she was like, oh, I love you forever, I love you guys. And it's like, man, it's like, through it all, man, Saya, at first she was kind of rough around the edges for me as a character, but it's like, even though she had her bratty moments, or her bratty moments, or her her insecure, or her arrogant moments, or whatever, she still was a good character, and you need characters like her in anime. So she runs off, and with the group or whatever, and they make it to another safe spot, which is the mall. And so yeah, man, High School of the Dead, I thoroughly enjoyed this anime, and it is going on my all-time anime list because I enjoyed it. And I'm going to look for the manga, because the way it ended, they definitely got to do season 2 or whatever. But like I said, this is High School of the Dead came out years ago. If it's not a season 2 by now, season 2 is never gonna come. So it's one of those things where you got to go back to the manga to finish the story, because and we know a lot of animes, a lot of top tier Hall of Fame worthy animes only have one season, and this is one of those animes where I thoroughly enjoyed everything. The zombies, the whole setting, the plot, the characters, So yeah, man, High School of the Dead Hey, definitely going on my all-time list, man. Definitely going on my all-time list, Definitely. And so yeah, man. High School of the Dead. I gotta ask the people out there. For the ones who have seen High School of the Dead, what did you guys think of High School of the Dead? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was it just okay for you? Because yeah, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So for the people out there, what did you guys think of High School of the Dead? Did you like it? Did you not like it? How did you feel about it? So yeah, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed the show, and yeah, man, definitely gonna have to get on that manga to see what happens next with the crew. And yeah, this has been your boy Rashad of the Variety Pack Podcast. I will catch you guys on the next one. I am out of here.